Hey folks, as per usual, I've got some absolutely wild stories for you, so let's just get right into it. And we're gonna start things off with this insane report about the whole UFO story. This is breaking news. A bombshell Pentagon admission is turning the entire UFO debate upside down. According to a new investigation, the US military deliberately spread UFO lies for decades, not to cover up aliens, but to hide secret weapons programs. Yeah, that flying saucer you heard about? It was probably an early prototype of the F-117 stealth fighter. This was a full-blown disinformation campaign. They planted rumors near Area 51. They doctored photos. They wanted the public to believe it was aliens because that was less dangerous than revealing what they were really building during the Cold War. But here's where it gets even darker. Inside the Pentagon, there was a secret hazing ritual called Yankee Blue. New commanders were shown fake alien aircraft and told if they ever revealed the truth, they'd be executed. This wasn't just to fool the public. It was to keep their own people in the dark. And while they were busy faking alien sightings, they were hiding nuclear vulnerability tests from the Soviets. Now here's the kicker. None of this was mentioned in the 2024 UFO report. Why? Because they didn't want to admit they were lying all along. They used UFO myths to protect classified secrets, and now they're paying the price. Public trust? Gone. If everything in this DoD report is true, it instantly confirms many so-called conspiracy theories while raising a huge question. Who even controls our military? I mean, we've all seen Bob Lazar talking about Area 51 on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Have you ever asked anyone that has any inkling of any idea of where they got them? Or how they got them?
I think at least one of them was part of an archaeological dig.
So then what kind of maneuvers was it doing?
It took off, for that particular time, it took off, moved a little around to the left and right, and then sat back down.
If this report is not false, Bob was either lying to millions of people, or our own damn military was using him like a pawn. But let's not even go that far back. We all saw those black and white alleged UAP videos released by the Pentagon itself. And as soon as these videos came out, many high-ranking officials even testified in front of both the Senate and the House.
As we proceeded to the west, the air controller was counting down the range to an object that we were going to, and we were unaware of what we were going to see when we arrived. The controller had told us that these objects had been observed for over 2 weeks, coming down from over 80,000 feet, rapidly descending to 20,000 feet, hanging out for hours, and then going straight back up. For those who don't realize, above 80,000 feet is space.
Now, once again, these veterans could have been misled to further continue the Pentagon's lie. However, what about this video?
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. And so, I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is.
Look, folks, you can say Obama was just another deep state puppet. However, you can't change the fact that our sitting president verified the existence of UAPs. Now, either he knew about the big fat lie and he was in on it, or the Pentagon lied to him as well, which is insane. I mean, at that point, just who is even in charge of our ultra-expensive military? Don't forget, according to this report, they were continuing this lie all the way up to 2023. Another thing you have to understand is that if this report is true, this basically confirms the existence of Project Bluebeam.
During the Watergate investigation, it was discovered that there was a plan originated in the White House to surface a submarine off the coast of Cuba and paint the second coming of Christ over the island of Cuba using holograms. Which is well within our technology today. The idea was that since there is a large Catholic population in Cuba, they would be so upset by this vision that this would saturate the communication channels, the telephone system in Cuba, long enough for an invasion to take place.
I mean, we already knew that the CIA had used huge hoaxes and illusions to take over Cuba. However, we never really had proof that they used the same techniques on our own people. And now that we know how the Pentagon can just lie to us to protect some top secret weapons, I have another question. What were they trying to hide during that fake drone invasion? I mean, even at that time, they were giving us pretty vague answers.
Jen.
Sabrina, can you tell me what the Pentagon is doing to address this issue of drone sightings over New Jersey? It's near sensitive installations. The FBI is involved. What is the Pentagon doing?
Sure. So at this time, aware of those drone sightings that have been reported, at this time we have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary.
So it makes me believe that they were trying to distract us with all those drones. And what's crazy is that those drones showed up even after entire states were wiped out by freak storms and Los Angeles was burning down. So if you ask me, we need to confirm the authenticity of this DoD report and find out just what the hell they were really doing behind the scenes. Now, moving on, I want to talk about this Medicare scam. We have huge breaking news. A $1 billion Medicare fraud ring has just been exposed, and at the center of it is Gary Cox, a 79-year-old healthcare CEO who's just been found guilty in federal court. Now, this wasn't some sloppy little scam. We're talking fake doctor orders, kickbacks, and deceptive marketing aimed directly at vulnerable senior citizens, all to steal from your tax dollars. According to the Department of Justice, Cox now faces up to 60 years in prison. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just some isolated case. A 2023 study in the Journal of Health Economics says Medicare loses $60 to $100 billion a year to fraud. That means Cox is just one guy in a massive, broken system bleeding money. People online are losing it, demanding death penalty-style punishment, calling for lifetime bans, and asking why these fraudsters get away with it for so long. Others are already whispering about possible political pardons or backdoor deals. This case exposes a bigger truth. America's healthcare system isn't just failing, it's being looted from the inside. So, was Cox just a greedy CEO, or is he the tip of a much deeper, much darker iceberg? Look, folks, it's not a secret that the entire U.S. healthcare system is shady to its very core. We've got health insurers scamming old citizens in nursing homes. Pharmaceutical companies are squeezing every single dollar we have, and don't even get me started on those pharmacy benefit managers. So is it even shocking that people want to make an example out of these scammers? The fact that these fraudsters often get away is exactly why people keep committing the same crime over and over again. I mean, this year we also found out that a woman in Minnesota took $250 million from the federal government to feed our kids during COVID, and yet they put a lot of this money into their own pockets while those children went hungry.
As you know, Amy Bach masterminded a $250 million fraud scheme. It was the largest COVID fraud scheme in the country. And what Bach and her co-defendants did was reprehensible. During COVID, while so many were trying to be helpers, Bach and Saeed were thieves.
The 31-year-old is one of 5 people charged with trying to bribe a juror in one of the Feeding Our Future cases. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Ali delivered a bag containing $120,000 cash to the juror's home with a promise of more if the defendants were acquitted.
What's crazy is that the state knew her organization was shady and they still gave her $250 million. I mean, what's an appropriate punishment for someone who steals food from hungry kids? As far as I can see, they should spend most of their lives behind bars because they are clearly some of the worst criminals we have in this country. Now, moving on, another story I want to share also relates to the U.S. Armed Forces. This is huge news. Palmer Luckey, the military weapons mastermind, just locked arms with Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, the global mind control empire. And let's be clear, this isn't some flashy tech deal. This is a blueprint for domination. Military-grade systems plus mass surveillance plus total digital control. They're not building tools to improve your life. They're building a system to trap your mind, your body, your future, a world where every thought every moment, every choice feeds straight into their machine. Look, at this point, we pretty much know that Mark Zuckerberg and his company were set up by DARPA, and you really have to see this video to understand how scummy Mark really is. And yet, he is now going to provide high-tech equipment to the U.S. military.
Meta's Mark Zuckerberg and Andurill's Palmer Luckey now teaming up to make virtual reality headsets for the military.
But the 32-year-old billionaire is the founder of Anduril, whose line of American-made autonomous weapons looks like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I've always said that we need to transition from being the world police to being the world gun store.
Do we want to be the world's gun store?
I think so. I think we have to.
Says the guy who sells weapons.
Now, let's be clear. They are currently developing augmented reality glasses for American soldiers, which will use Meta's Llama AI model. Guys, let's ignore the fact that our army is picking up all the DARPA super soldier projects. Right now, I want you to see how this partnership makes no sense whatsoever. We are improving our soldiers to fight off threats posed by countries like China. Or at least that's how the Pentagon justifies all these ridiculous projects. However, this is what a whistleblower has to say about Mark and his company.
My name is Sarah Wynne-Williams, and I served as the Director of Global Public Policy at Facebook, now Meta, for nearly 7 years, starting in 2011. Throughout those 7 years, I saw Meta executives repeatedly undermine U.S. national security and betray American values. They did these things in secret to win favor with Beijing and build an $18 billion business in China. We are engaged in a high-stakes AI arms race against China. And during my time at Meta, company executives lied about what they were doing with the Chinese Communist Party to employees, shareholders, Congress, and the American public.
So this guy who has worked for China in the past is now going to be leading a $22 billion Pentagon project. That can only make sense if we agree that Meta is just another DARPA asset. And clearly, his main job is to spy on us while controlling the information we get on a daily basis. They didn't ask, they didn't warn you, and yet you're already inside their system. In the United States, Meta has already been using your public Facebook and Instagram posts, your vacation photos, gym selfies, comments, everything to feed its artificial intelligence. There's no opt-out, no heads up. Unless you've locked down your privacy settings, you are already part of the machine. And starting tomorrow, they are rolling this out across Europe, pulling in public posts to, quote, better understand languages and cultures. But let's be real, this is not about culture. This is about mass data harvesting, building AI systems designed to predict you, shape you, and profit off you. If only we could stop giving these greedy companies billions of dollars and send some of that money to the right places. Speaking of which, here is a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor, Gold Mining Inc., ticker symbol GLDG, is trading within a few cents of its 5-year lows set during the March 2020 global panic. Again, the market cap of the company today is approximately the same as it was in March 2020 when the global economy was in full disarray, gold's price was less than $1,500 per ounce, and people were glued to their TV screens scratching their heads. Today, gold's price has more than doubled, yet GLDG's share price has barely moved at all. This is the reason I am showing this to you right now. As of June 5th, Gold Mining Inc.'s market cap is approximately $154 million with no debt and $144 million in cash and equity holdings based on cash balances on February 28, 2025 and closing prices on June 5th. Gold Mining Inc. owns approximately 79% of U.S. gold mining and just over 12% of gold royalty. 9.9 million shares of USGO are quoted at $94 million. 21.5 million million shares of GROY are quoted at $44 million. Cash and equivalents is $7 million. Total includes other equities, $144 million. When Gold Mining Inc., trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker GLDG, originally acquired their dozen or so gold projects, the peak combined market caps of the companies that held them was approximately 850 million Canadian dollars, which during the period 2010 through 2012 was much closer to par with USD than today. The combined peak market cap was calculated based on each respective company's peak share price during the period prior to acquisition. Peak market caps of companies acquired 850 million Canadian dollars in 2010 through 2012. Current market cap of Gold Mining Inc., $154 million in 2025. Gold spot price, $1,925 in 2011 and $3,300 in 2025. Remember that Gold Mining Inc. owns 79.3% of U.S. gold mining and 12.6% of Gold Royalty Corp., so you're instantly getting exposure indirectly to two additional gold companies. Gold Mining Inc. is trading for 78 cents right now, which is near its 5-year lows. Look at the key shareholders of Gold Mining Inc. Ruffer, BlackRock, Sprott, Morgan Stanley, GDXJ ETF, UBS, and Goldman Sachs. Management and insiders have real skin in the game, collectively owning over 10 million shares, or approximately 5.15% of the company as of May 12, 2025. Once I account for Gold Mining's cash and publicly traded stock portfolio, the company's dozen gold properties, aggregating of 12.4 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resources in the measured and indicated category, and an additional 9.1 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resources in the inferred category, are value priced in the backdrop of record gold prices. Just don't act like you didn't know afterward. Gold Mining Inc. owns a dozen projects containing an aggregate of 12.4 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resources in the measured and indicated category, and an additional 9.1 million ounces of gold equivalent estimated mineral resources in the inferred category. Gold is trading near all-time highs, while Gold Mining Inc. is near its COVID-19 lows. Gold Mining Inc. is down approximately 70% from its 5-year high. Gold Mining Inc. holds one of the largest portfolios of gold resources among junior explorers in the Americas, and it's steadily advancing those assets. In a rising gold environment, this portfolio of assets can offer leverage to the gold price. Are you positioned in this market? We're still in the first inning of this gold bull market, and there's still time to get aboard. I urge you to check out Gold Mining Inc. now. Do your own research. Paulo Pereira, PGO, president of Gold Mining Inc., has supervised the preparation and has reviewed and approved additional scientific and technical information contained herein. And that's going to do it for today, folks. I'm excited to know what you guys think about this whole UFO hoax story. Your answers always give me new ideas, so feel free to share your thoughts with everyone in the comments down below. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.